if you remember correctly, when we talked about the different types of loops, okay, or iteration, there's two different types. One control iteration and another one is conditional iteration. Control iteration is you know exactly how many times you want to repeat something. If you want to repeat something once or twice or three times or even five and more than that, then you get to the programmer, as a programmer, you get to control how many times you want to repeat something. Conditional iteration, it depends on the condition. Okay, so it depends when a set of instruction is required, okay, is repeated, is based on true, the condition being true or false. Okay, control iteration is when a set of instruction is repeated a specific number of times, and conditional iteration is when a set of instruction is repeated based on whether a condition evaluates to as true or false. Okay, so of course we looked at do loop, which is a conditional iteration. Now this is another one we're going to look at, is also a conditional iteration, and it's called do while loop. Okay, so do while loop. To start off do while loop, of course what we need to do first thing, we're going to create a variable, okay, and we're going to use this variable to set the condition. Okay, so we need to declare a variable. How do you declare a variable? Dim, the word dim first, and then we're going to just call it simple, call it x as, and this time we're going to call it as char. Okay, can anyone remember data type char? What data type char is? Yes, yeah, it only takes a single character. Okay, it could be anything, any symbol on your keyboard, but it will only allow the user to input only one character, a single character. That's what char is. Okay, so we declared our variable, then we're going to set this variable x, we're just going to call it, and we're going to set it to y. Okay, we're going to set it to y. Then we're going to start the loop, and to start the do while loop, you just simply write the word do and then while. Okay, and you set the condition, do while x is equal to y. Okay, in other words, keep repeating. In other words, keep repeating from here to here, whatever is inside the belly of the loop, keep repeating until, okay, this condition is not true. If this condition is true, repeat. If this condition is not true, don't repeat. Stop repeating, meaning execute this loop when this condition is true. If it's not true, terminate it, go on to the next line. Is that understood? Okay, so we're going to put some stuff inside the loop. We're going to call it, say, console.write. It just when I simply a message, say, do you want to try again? Okay, so we're just going to say simply, do you want to try again? Then we're going to prompt the user to enter something, and we're going to store this answer inside x. So x is equal to console dot read line. Yes, console dot read line. Okay, so we have a loop now. Okay, so what will happen is, this would be first it will check whether x is equal to y or not. If it is equal to y, it will execute this line, then this line, and then you go back again and check. And if this is not true, we just want to say, okay, say console dot write line just goodbye. Okay, so it means end of the program. So it will show you when the loop is actually terminated, it executes this line. Okay, so I'm going to put one more extra line just to keep the user screen. Okay, console.readline there. Okay, so now what happens? So usually, okay, when we did the do loop started straight away without any checking. he started executing these lines. Then he started checking the condition. In this case, for do while loop, the condition is checked before it starts executing anything. So that's the difference between a do loop and do while loop. Do loop, the condition is checked at the end of the loop. While loop, the condition is checked at the beginning of the loop. In other words, while loop will not be executing anything inside the belly of the loop if the condition is not met. Do loop will execute everything inside the belly of the loop and then check. So that means do loop will be always executed once. While loop will not be. It will check before it executes anything. Okay? What do I mean by that? We're just going to explain a bit more, and the best way to explain it, of course, is to step into the program and see what happens. So that's what we're going to do. Okay? I'm going to run this program, step into this program. Okay, before I do that, I'm just going to change a little bit here. Okay? Right. And then now I'm going to step into the program. So to step into the program, we do debug, step in. Now, second, get the screen here. Okay, so we step in. So when you step in, the first thing it does, the variable x is set to y. So y is inside variable x. Okay, so we go to the next line. Do while x equals y. Is x equals y? Yes, it is. So this statement is true. It will execute these lines here. Okay, so therefore step in. It will display console, right? Do you want to try again? You will display this on the user screen. So if I click step in, yes, it display this line. Do you want to try again? Okay, it display this line. Okay, so now if I step in, it will prompt the user to enter something. Okay, if I enter y, okay, if I enter y, x, okay, because I put y is inside the variable x now. So that if you go back and check again, if I step in, okay, it goes back again, check, is x equal to y? Yes, it is. It will repeat. Okay, it repeat, prompts the user again. Now, if I type in, okay, if I type in anything other than y, let's type in n, for example. If I press enter, this, okay, watch what happens. It will not repeat. Okay, it's checking now. X is at the moment, what is x? N. Okay, n is inside the variable x. So do while x equals n. Is x equals n? Sorry, do while x equals y. Is x equals y? No, it's not. It's actually n inside, so it should skip all of this. Okay, there you go. It skipped it. It says goodbye. Okay. Another way to understand this, imagine this. If I set this to n, okay, if I set this to n, let's step over again, debug, step into it, let's debug, step into it, okay, step in, okay, the variable x is set to n, it's not y, okay, it's not y, so I step in, do while x equals do while x equals y. Is x equals y? No, it's not. It should not execute any of this line here. Okay, I step in. Can you see it skipped all of this? It went straight to goodbye. Did he display anything like, do you want to try again? No, none of this stuff. So it was this console.write line, okay, goodbye. It would just display goodbye and it's finished. Did not execute any of the part of the loop. So what does that prove? That in do while loop, the condition is checked before any execution happens within the belly of the loop. And do loop, of course, it executes the whole entire belly of the loop before it starts checking towards the end. Is that understood? Yes? Okay. Right. Any question? Okay. Yes? No. Okay. You can set the variable as any data type you want. Okay? You can set it as anything you want. Anything you want and any data type as you want. No problem. Yes?
You know, if you want it to be only 3 letters, can you do char plus 2?
No. If you want more than one character, you have to do it as what type of data type? String. Yes, you have to do it as string.
What if you just limit it to 3 characters.
No, if you do more than one character, you can't use char. You have to use string. Okay? Understand?